guys, it's me, Kitty on a Leash here, and I'm joined with...
Hello, the MangaMan here.
Yay, MangaMan! And we just got finished watching Deathnote on Netflix.
Was this now fourth live-action interpretation of the series?
Yeah, it is.
Numero quattro.
Or maybe 3, it might be number 3.
I thought there was 3 Japanese films, the 2-parter, and then there was one side movie based around L.
Oh.
So yeah, technically number 4.
Okay. Alright, anyway. Yeah, so we're just going to talk about it, how it was and everything. And yeah, first of all, I just want to say that I liked it. I really liked it.
I liked it as well.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Okay, so we're just going to talk about the basic story of Deathnote and go from there. So anyway, Deathnote is a story about our main character, Light, who receives a book from the skies called Deathnote. Upon opening it, the first thing says, the humans whose name is written in the Death Note shall die, basically. So, from there, he is given this Shinigami, or god of death, called Ryuk, and Light just wants to rid the world of criminals, just, bad guys. His father is a cop, and he just kind of wants to do the same thing, because he's just frustrated about all these criminals getting off and nothing happening to them. So, okay, that sounded weird, getting off. Okay. Can you just say things that I didn't say?
Alright, with the remainder battery, I will describe the live-action version, American live-action version. So, in this version of the film, like the anime, it starts off with Light Turner getting this book from the sky called the Death Note. In this version of the film, however, instead of just 1 or 2 rules, there's like 142 or something like that.
Yeah.
A lot of rules, and the film really likes to bring up the fact that there are a lot of rules in the book.
They say that so many times.
There's so many rules!
There's so many rules! Ah! So annoying. Another thing that really annoyed me about the film was they kept saying the F word.
Yeah, there's a lot of F-bombs.
Our movie's gonna be so much more hardcore if we say the F word all the time.
F-bomb! F-bomb! F-bomb!
It was so dumb. It was unnecessary. I did love the gore. There was so much gore. So much blood.
Yeah, there could be more.
I liked it. It was crazy though. Like, people's heads just getting... Like, it was stuff you wouldn't expect to see. Like, all that going on. But yeah, you did.
It was like Final Destination.
Yeah. Well, it might have been more Final Destination. Because I saw some blood chunks. Like, chunks of skin and head stuff. Yeah. Okay, let's begin.
Alright, let's first talk about the characters. Each one, how they're different, how they're the same from the original. Let's start with the...
And, just to say, I have read the manga and I have also watched the anime.
And I have watched the 2 of the live-action Japanese versions of it.
Yep, and I have only seen the first Japanese film. I haven't seen L's film or the second one.
I haven't seen L's film.
Yeah. Okay, just to let you guys know. So...
Also, spoiler warning. In case we do it, we'll try not to spoil anything, but just be warned, there may be a sprinkling of spoilers.
Yeah, I mean, there might be some spoilers, but...
We'll warn you when they pop up.
I feel like if we're watching this, we all kind of know the story of Death Note, so...
I mean, it's been, 11 years?
It's been a while, yeah. Don't age me. But yeah, so,
Let's begin with Light Yagami, or Light Turner, I should say.
Light Turner, yeah. When I first saw him, I was, like, really disappointed because he was really not attractive whatsoever. And it's, Light, like, he's,
He's a Japanese Adonis.
Yeah.
Perfect hair.
Yeah.
Perfect complexion, the little chin.
Yeah, I was a little worried. Even from casting, I was like, this is Light, okay. That's it. Okay, but when I first saw him, he first opened up his mouth and everything, I was like, okay, and then, I don't know, yeah. What do you want to say about him?
Well, honestly, this guy, I don't remember his name, but he's a Naked Brother band member, so I thought that was kind of unique. All of these, old it's so weird. It ages me. It's like you've got one of the Zack and Cody twins in Riverdale, and now we got
Cole Sprouse.
Yeah. And we got now a Naked Brother band dude in a Death Note film. It's like, yeah, I'm old. Anyways, honestly, I liked his acting overall. I especially loved the energy that he brought to the character. Definitely this film went in a very different direction. But not too different. It stayed pretty faithful to the original source material, but did its own type of thing with the source.
Yeah, it really, really did.
But we'll get into that in a little bit. We'll go through each of the notable characters. Okay, what would you say, the similarities between Light Yagami and Light Turner?
They both, I don't know, I guess they were both pretty, smart guys. Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, this movie anyways, said that Light was smart, and we're kind of basically told that he's smart both by L's character and by the film itself.
I would say that I feel like Light in this movie was more of an outcaster type of character versus where Light in the anime, he's just kind of he's fine being by himself. He's not...
He's just a normal kid.
Yeah, he's a normal kid, and I don't know, I feel like that was... they just seemed kind of different in that way to me.
I feel that's kind of the thing with a lot of... They're not trying to be stereotypical, but it just seems like with a lot of these American adaptation stuff, they always make the, riff-raff, street rat, I don't buy that.
Yeah, that they do.
Damn you, Aladdin.
So yeah, I don't know, I liked Light. I loved his scream.
Yes, as I said, he has really great energy for him.
Yeah.
And that really helps him when he has to, go over the top with his acting, which I felt was his strong suit.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of his acting was very fine. It's just that the movie didn't really show us his creativity with the deaths until the end.
Yeah.
In the anime series, and granted I haven't seen it all, but everyone has basically spoiled it for me, so I pretty much got the gist. Plus, I've seen the 2 live-action films, and I know a lot of people are gonna...
One of the best animes ever!
And I will watch it. I'm definitely gonna be doing a review on that, plus another series.
Yay.
No spoilers there. Anyways, but yeah, we don't really get to see Light's creativity or his smarts in this, because through the film, we just kind of feel like he's more just, stumbling along with the Death Note and being very frantic and trying to make sure to cover it all up while also trying to prevent the people around him from basically causing chaos and havoc.
Yeah, I will say that I guess they do kind of have to kind of speed things along a little bit with the movie too, just because with Death Note as the anime, it's, I don't know, it was 24 or 25 episodes or so.
I think it was a 25 episode.
So there was a lot more growth. But when it comes to the film, I felt like it was just kind of
Xbox.
Yeah. I feel like he kind of just knew what he was doing right away. He had a goal, he went with it, and it flowed nicely for the film. That's what I feel.
Yeah, it wasn't there was any outs in the film with the pacing
Yeah.
of it. It did montages where it needed to, where it talked about all the deaths that had occurred, but still it was a very out there 400 deaths. Really? So, what time is it? Jeez, is it that time already?
Yeah.
400 deaths, my God. But let's move on.
Yeah, let's move on.
Let's first go with the ones that are comparable with the original series. So let's go then talk about Light Yagami, or Light Turner's dad, since he was in both versions.
Yeah, his dad was definitely pretty spot on as Dad in the anime. Just, you know, he was like head of the... Was he head of the task force in the anime? I think he was.
He wasn't in the police force. That's how Light was able
Yeah.
to get hold of all the names of people and such.
Yeah. But, like, in this film, you know, it's like modern-day Seattle. He was sheriff? Was he sheriff?
No. He was a cop. He was a cop. But then he was assigned to the Kira.
Yeah, he was a cop and he was just assigned to this, so...
Maybe he was a detective, too.
Maybe. I don't know. But anyway, his dad was, just Dad. I liked him. He looked like an uglier, older version of Rick.
He was
from The Walking Dead. He was ugly. This guy in this movie was ugly. I am so sorry. Like, I'm not trying to be mean.
How is he ugly? What about his physical characteristics made him ugly?
This is really mean, but it's like his face was just like... Like someone just like kind of smudged his face down a little bit. And...
It could have been the lighting.
No, it was not. It was all of his facial structure. Anyway, he's a dad, so...
Alright, well... Yeah, he was a dad. That's all I have to say about him. Really bad choice of next character. So, let's talk about the one that I was most happy with, Ryuk.
Yeah, Ryuk. He was really cool, of course.
Played by Willem Dafoe.
Yeah, I've heard that a lot. But anyway, Ryuk is amazing, as always. He was really creepy. Really, really creepy.
I love what they did with it. They made Ryuk, like, always in the shadows. We never see him fully lit up. He's always in the darkness and sometimes very unfocused, but we do get moments in the film where we do get to see his face.
Yeah.
And it's like a combination of a guy in a suit, but also with some CG added to kind of give his mouth a bit more animation to it, which is a really nice touch. They really did a spectacular job. And including the voice of Willem Dafoe is just delicious.
I feel so terrible. I don't know who William Dafoe is.
I'm going to have you watch Sam.
I don't know. I've never seen any of his movies.
We are going to watch Sam Raimi's Spider-Man.
Okay. But yeah, so Ryuk was amazing. He's always been one of my favorite characters. So yeah, Ryuk all the way. I thought that was a very, very great idea to cast
I do
him.
like that in this film, like, again, I haven't watched all the anime or read all the manga, but I know that Ryuk was just kind of more the excited observer of the whole piece.
Yeah.
Never really got the sense of his demonicness. He was just bored and felt like, hey, I'm gonna toss this Deathnote down and see what happens. You know,
and then
shits and giggles.
Yeah, in the film it felt like he was just really like evil. Like I really felt that he was so evil in this film, and oh my gosh, I almost like didn't like him for a couple of minutes for some of the things that he did, but that was a really nice touch, making him this really corrupted character.
They actually made him a demon.
Yeah, they did. They really did. So they did a really, really great job with him.
I mean, for a death god, you would think there would be a little malice behind him.
Yeah. There's one part in the movie where he literally says Ryuk wrong. He's like, Ryuk? And then I'm thinking, I literally said out loud, I was like, it's Ryuk! Come on! And then he's like, that's not how you say my name.
No, it's like, it's pronounced Ryuk.
Yeah.
L.
I loved L. Oh my god. I love L. Not just because he's black, but I love the fact that L was like this kind of, I don't know, he was so mysterious and I loved it.
For the character of L, he really nailed it. His actor did a fantastic job with it. They made him quirky, but he didn't completely mimic the anime or the other live-action films.
Which I'm really glad, they didn't. I felt like Elle was, like, just a normal person, not someone who's so weird and so, like, cut off from everything. Because, like, this Elle, like, he was able to, you could see him interacting with people and just, I don't know, I just really liked that. Like, I felt like he's any type of guy off the street. And, like, he did stand out in his own way, but I don't know, I really like that.
I did kind of feel like, a little minor spoiler warning, but some of the stuff that they did with Elle near the end, where they kind of took a little darker twist to him, was a little,
it was
like they don't go all the way with it. Like they kind of leave it ambiguous. And that is kind of the main theme of Death Note series, is a cautionary tale that absolute power corrupts absolutely.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Or, with great power comes great responsibility. Ah, tied it back to Spider-Man there.
Yeah, you did. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. So, Elle was a very great casting choice. Let's talk about Mia.
Mia, not
my girl, Misa.
not Misa, but Mia.
Not at all.
I didn't like her.
I didn't like her either. I really did not like Mia, the character of Mia. I will say that they did a good job with making her a different type of character than Misa.
They made, like, from what I understand, they made her very different.
Very, very different. You know, here's the thing I don't understand. If you're a cheerleader, okay, I was a cheerleader in school. There's no way she would have been a cheerleader sitting there smoking a cigarette while they're performing during, like, whatever they were doing, practice or whatever. It's a movie, yeah, okay, things happen that wouldn't happen in real life, but still, I just thought that was dumb. It was really dumb, and I don't know, I don't get it. Why make her a cheerleader? It added nothing to this at all. Like, it really didn't.
Yeah, go through Misa. What was her role in the series?
Misa was she like a pop star? She was some type of celebrity figure, yeah. So Misa was like some type of celebrity, and she was a follower of
Kira,
yeah, she was a follower of Kira. She loved him. She would do anything for him. She would go to, like, the moon and get a moon rock and give it to him. Like, that's how much she really loved Kira. And I feel like it's kind of interesting how this movie did the whole Mia take, I guess, because they made it, like, become an evolving relationship versus... Because honestly, okay, this might be a little bit of a spoiler-ish type of thing, but in the anime, Light wasn't super into Misa.
No, in fact, and I know this from my take with the live-action films of the Japanese variety, that he more or less saw Misa as a tool.
Yeah, that's...
a means to an end. And he would manipulate her into doing whatever was needed, even if the cost was severe.
Yeah, that's... So, I will just say it was totally different in this film.
Yeah.
Not trying to spoil everything.
Yeah, not trying to spoil everything, but the balls were definitely under the other pants in this relationship.
Yeah.
The ball was in the other court.
The ball's in the pants and then the ball's on the court.
My analogies fumbled and I had to recover it.
Okay, so... Anyway, I did not really like Mia. I didn't like her as a character. But maybe that's what we were supposed to feel about her. Maybe we were supposed to feel like, yeah, we don't like this girl because she did some really shady stuff. Yeah.
I'm gonna go into some spoilers here. I feel like Mia's character really undercut Kira's darker tendencies because the story of Death Note, as I mentioned, is about this boy, this common guy, basically going toward the dark side. The better Star Wars prequel story. And they really undercut it because with Mia's introductions and being the more manipulative and controlling parts of it, like she was the one who wanted to, do all these killings and even at one point wanting to kill the dad. And it's like, you're taking the claws out of the tiger,
Yeah.
You're making Kira less, like Kira, and, granted, if the movie wanted to make him more sympathetic, well, then good job. They did make him a lot more sympathetic, because then we could aim all of our hate towards a different character.
Yeah, and it definitely helped shift that type of rage and stuff, because at first I was getting real frustrated with Kira, and then I got frustrated with Mia, and then it's like, just frustrated with both of them now, versus how I feel like when I was watching the anime. And I know this is totally different, but still, I feel like, if anything, it was more, my anger was towards Kira, and I liked Misa. I really liked her. She was probably one of my favorite characters.
I love flawed characters.
Yeah.
They're some of my favorites to watch or read about. And Kira is an excellent flawed character. Right up there with like Lelouch from Code Geass or Joe from Tomorrow's Joe.
Right.
And some characters aren't supposed to be forgiven. And I feel like Kira's character in the original series is supposed to be one of those. But some people say otherwise. And that's a good thing. It's good to have a character where you're kind of split down the middle if you love them or you hate them.
Yeah. I do feel that Kira in this film, or Light, was definitely more of a character I could sympathize with. You know, he had a moment where, I guess we're just doing spoilers now since we already dropped some big ones.
Yeah.
You know, Kira definitely was not worried about... distracted me.
Sorry.
It's okay. I feel like with this movie, Kira kind of thought a lot about what he was doing. Like, he really was a little vulnerable. And I feel like in the anime, he's not. Like, he knows he's on top of everything. He's at least trailing, you know, this whole mouse chase or whatever. I don't know.
He takes a potato chip and eats it.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. I feel like Kira in this film, I felt kind of bad for him. I felt like he really just wanted nothing to do with it at one period and just wanted everything to go back to normal. Versus where I never got that from the anime. So, it was really interesting to see that, like, little bit of compassion in him to just like, no, I love my father and I love all this and I don't want to, you know, keep doing this anymore. And then it got to a point where Misa was just like the one that was pushing him to do it, and it's like, oh, I hate this girl. I think I really didn't like her either because there was no explanation as to why she was like the person she was.
Yeah, there wasn't, you know, like anything like we could assume, like with some of the other characters in the series, that maybe she was tossed around, or maybe she was like Kira in the anime, like just bored and like this kind of starting off as a righteous path, but then turned into corruption. Yeah,
there was absolutely nothing. It was just like this girl was just twisted from the beginning, you know? And there's no explanation as to why. You know, at least in the anime and manga, it's like, oh, you know, Misa is obsessed with Kira. She would do anything for him, which is why, you know, she did the things that she did. But this girl is just like, she's just a freaking, like, killer. She doesn't care about anything. She just wants to kill everybody.
She's a killer queen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all she was, and I don't understand why. You know, there was, like, nothing. Nothing to go off of. Besides, she was the rebel cheerleader who wanted to, you know, I don't know. I really don't understand her character at all.
Overall thoughts of this film and its impact on the Deathnote fan community.
Okay, overall thoughts on this film. I thought that the film was really, really good. Like, again, it's not...
perfect.
It wasn't perfect, but it was definitely a good little, adaptation? No?
Yeah,
adaptation?
a good interpretation.
Yeah, it was really good.
Good interpretation of the source material.
Now, I was afraid at first that they were going to make it so different, that it was going to be, like...
what is
crazy.
this?
Yeah. But they really didn't. Like, they did things differently so that it stood out on its own. I think that as Death Note, it definitely captured the whole spirit of everything. I like the characters. I like the acting. I hated the soundtrack. I thought that the music was really, like... it was really dated. Like, I didn't know any of the songs. And the one song I heard was probably came out, like, when my mom was a kid.
Well, I might not have been that old, but...
take my breath away.
You didn't dance to that in high school?
No, I didn't go to dances. I was the freaking, like, Light. I was the outcast. I didn't do any of that stuff. But Light actually did go to dance in this movie. That's the crazy thing about it. But anyway.
Anyways.
The music was terrible. They could have done so much better.
Yeah, I do agree, even though I'm not as harsh on the soundtrack as she is. I felt that the soundtrack could have been a little bit better. It was distracting a little bit at times, even though there were like some points like, oh, I see what they did there, type thing.
I'm just thinking about like how cool the music was in Death Note, like the anime in that first live action movie, and then we get this crappy music like that nobody listens to. I'm really sorry. Like I'm pretty sure some of this music is like classics, you know, but
It ain't no Guardians of the Galaxy.
I feel like the crowd of people that are gonna be watching Death Note are like maybe our age. We want music that we know and recognize, and this was just, I didn't like it. Like, come on, they could have done better with it. It's just something minor though, but I wanted to complain. That's how good the film was. I didn't have that many things to complain about, so I'm sitting here whining about the music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, that's all of our overall thoughts. Let us know in the comments below.
Wait, let's give it a rating.
Oh, alright.
Out of 5. You go first.
I don't like doing ratings.
You can go first.
Alright, fine. I give it a 3.8 out of 5.
3.8, okay. I would give it a 4.2.
Okay.
L was my favorite character. What was your favorite character?
Al.
You liked L too?
Yeah, I
Aw,
liked Al
I liked
too.
L. L was a really good character. And see, everybody was complaining about L, like, from casting and stuff, but no.
Haters gonna hate.
He's gonna hang dust off the shoulder. But yeah, I liked it. It was really good. If it came out on DVD, I'd probably own it.
Yeah, I know on Netflix they still haven't released Stranger Things on DVD, so it's gonna be a long time.
It is.
Although Riverdale came out on DVD.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, Riverdale's not a Netflix series.
Oh, then that's why.
Alright, guys, well, we are going to head out. So let me know what you thought of Death Note on Netflix. Leave a comment down below.
And a like.
Yep, and a like.
Also, you can check out my channel in the description down below.
Yes, check out his channel. He is MangaMan Reviews on YouTube. Bye!
Sayonara.
Adios.
Bonsoir.
Aloha!
Ming hao.
Doesn't that mean hi? We're saying
Hasta la
goodbye.
vista.
Okay.